What's up, ladies and gentlemen? You are live, listening, watching Sideline Talk. I'm the humble beast himself, Coach Herb.
What it is, y'all? It's your boy Alan saying the place to be.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Coach T, formerly known as a fantasy icon, but now a fantasy work in progress.
Hey, fantasy football. I'm glad it is what it is. It's just fantasy. Because I couldn't take this many L's if it was my actual team I root for at all. Like, sorry, it wouldn't work for me. But we back. Got a good show lined up for you guys, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Follow us. Instagram, Sideline Talk, on Twitch, Sideline Talk. Obviously, you're here on YouTube with us, Sideline Talk _SLT. And in the Facebook group, hashtag Sideline Talk. Let's get straight into it. Ravens, Panthers. This is going to be exciting. It's exciting from the standpoint that we haven't talked about football as a collective all season. So I'm excited.
Right.
Who want to go first?
Ravens Panthers recap. I can go first.
The floor is yours, Al. The floor is yours.
So it was a struggle for 3.5 quarters. It didn't look like your typical Ravens. Who the hell am I trying to confuse? It looked like your typical Ravens offense, what I expected from a Ravens offense for 3.5 quarters. We couldn't throw the ball on the outside. Duvernay gets more catches as a punt returner than he does as a receiver. That's the facts. I don't understand why we lean all the way into having 7 tight ends and only 2 of them are playing. It likely is getting less than half the snaps. But we struggled with the run. They were following the pull. Whenever we would pull a guard or center or tackle or whatever, they were just following right down the line to stop the play in the backfield. And that happened for 3.5 quarters. And then Baker Mayfield happened, and Baker Mayfield became Baker Mayfield and gave us a pick. Gave us Ish Smith gave us, I'm sorry, not Ish Smith. Shi Smith gave us a fumble. And with these short fields, we were able to finally get that 10-point lead that the Ravens have always gotten. The defense did their thing. They were 3 points away from a shutout. You can't really ask for much more than that in today's day and age of playing football. If the offense is wide open, that's what, Mike McDonald. So Michael Mack, I can't remember which one, but McDonald has came a long way from me not thinking this was going to work to, okay, yeah, we actually scheming some stuff up. And that's all I got to say about that, in the words of Forrest Gump.
All right, well, let me just say this. And this is probably going to be an unpopular opinion. I thought the first drive offensively was called great by Greg Roman. Oh, they didn't run the ball the first drive. I know they didn't run the ball the first drive. It's because Carolina had 9 in the box. They had 8 and 9 in the box during that first drive. So they said, okay, we're going to come out and we're going to throw the ball. Unsuccessfully because Lamar Jackson was missing throws. Players was dropping passes. And it just didn't work. What I disagree with Greg Roman is he just went away from it. That second drive. They just ran zone, it didn't work, and then whatever happened on 3rd and long. I just felt like, as per usual, they just didn't have an answer for any adjustment that any team makes for us defensively. When our offense is on the field, we cannot adjust mid-game for anything. Watching the first quarter, I was like, okay, so they're not going to make an adjustment at all until halftime. All right, halftime come, let's see what adjustments they made offensively. And to be honest with you, they didn't make an adjustment at halftime. in the third quarter, at the beginning of the third quarter. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess we just doing whatever at this point. Now that's the real ugly, because they offense was really ugly. The real good was the defensive front. Travis Jones is turning into a star before our very eyes. Just taking on 2 and 3 blockers at a time, bro. Freeing up for everybody else. I thought the defense played outstanding. As much grief as we give Patrick Queen, I thought Patrick Queen looked amazing yesterday. I thought Chuck Clark was the only weak link yesterday, missing tackles, getting called on penalties, whatever the case may be. Everybody outside of those two, in my opinion, looked bad. I mean, looked great, with the exception of Chuck Clark. So I just wanted to shout out the defense because we normally give them a hard way to go. But they kept it up for 4 quarters. And I don't care if it's Baker Mayfield. I don't care if it's Carolina. That's an NFL team. And they got one of the best wide receivers in the game, and DJ Moore. And they made him look like nothing yesterday. So shout out to them. And they just not there yet. Ravens ain't there yet.
Got a comment from the Facebook group. Somebody, Clark suck.
Was that John? Was that John?
I gotta be high. I gotta be high. I gotta be like crystal meth high.
Oh,
Gotta be.
that's
Because all right, there's stuff I agree with. Like the first drive I thought was beautiful. Missing throws. I don't like how you miss throws and you got a 72% completion percentage for the game.
he missed crucial throws.
With 4 drops. With 4 drops.
Yeah,
So
but
with 4 drops.
right,
What's a missed throw? Like I didn't see I can't recall any missed throws. I remember one misread, like that was super egregious, but missed throws, like bad throws, we had to put the all 22 for that one.
on the third down, he had
To Mark Andrews when he hit him in his hands?
no. On the third down, when he missed Prochet. If he
They
kept
hit him in his hands.
no,
He tried to body catch it.
Prochet tried to adjust. I'm talking about not the drop from Prochet.
That's the drop.
He had 2. One, he was running this way, and he tried to adjust and come back to make a play on the ball, and he could not. That's a missed throw.
No. No. All right. So we'll go to the all 22 because I want to confirm it because from where I was sitting at, Lamar tends to throw the ball away from the defense to protect the receiver. So if there's a backer in that low hole where he's going at, he'll put it behind him to protect him. He tends to do that a whole lot, whereas other quarterbacks will lead you into that hit, into the kill shot. You see what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. I don't think that's what he was doing.
Okay.
I just think he was
if it was a miss, it was a miss. All right, cool. From what I seen, I'll just touch on a couple things. Adjustments. So, one, Carolina is, for the most part, they're a single high team. Play a lot of cover 3 or cover 1. They play a lot of 1 against teams that don't have a true threat to run the ball. They play a lot of cover 1 man to man. But they cover 3 buzz. They might go strong here, there. And they did that yesterday. Mm-hmm. Buzz, for those who don't understand, where they'll drop the second safety. They'll drop the strong safety into the box as the 9th defender. And they'll send your fire zone blitzes and all of that. So they did all of that. Ravens come out throwing the ball. I thought it was genius, smart. They was moving the ball, drops, stalled the drive, missed throw, cool. Second drive, I totally agree. Like, wait a minute. Was it because we were like pinned inside the 20? I mean, inside the 15 or whatever it was? I don't know if that was why he just had a brain fart, but that was weird. It was nasty. Throughout the game in the first half, they was moving the ball and then would cripple themselves. The adjustment I seen at halftime was they stopped really running power or really no counter because the defensive line played the gaps beautifully.
I agree.
And they flowed beautifully. Whereas it's like they took everything they wanted away. So what the adjustment was pick up the tempo. Because the Ravens do a lot of they get out the huddle early. They got out the huddle early this game. A lot of motion back and forth to get the defense to slide and get them off their markers and then try to attack. But Carolina was well prepared for that. In the second half, they come out and speed the tempo up. It was very few motions or trace motion. You might have had like one, and then we snapping the ball. Really was no trace motion. Then also the draw play was killing them. And it wasn't like a draw straight to the A-gap. They was drawing to like a wide zone, it looked like.
Mm-hmm.
And that was gashing them.
Right.
And I thought, okay, that's genius. Switch the tempo and attacking the edges. I thought that was the adjustment. As far as in the passing game, he was hitting the deep outs. That's what you attack in cover 3. Is the deep outs. That's what's there. Or if it's covered, you would throw it to the flat defender and try to get what you can get. I thought Panthers was really disciplined in their coverages, but once we start gashing them on that like wide zone off the draw, that's when it was like, oh shucks, here they come. And then by just switching the tempo up on them, they was more on their toes than, having their foot in the ground and knowing what's coming. If that makes sense.
It definitely makes sense. And
yeah.
I mean, I'm not taking nothing away from what the Panthers did defensively yesterday because I thought, like you said, they played gap. They defended the gaps better than anybody I've seen all year, including the Ravens. Like the way we talk about Gross Matos when he came out, but I didn't talk about Gross Matos playing the run the way he did. The way he played the run yesterday was exceptional.
Beautiful.
Got hurt. And once he got hurt, then we had a little bit more success. So I thought they played very well, and I thought the only weak link on the Panthers defense yesterday was J.C. Horn coming up to make a play in a run game because he looked horrible.
No, both of them, and thanks for bringing that up. If you look at it, not only was it the Gross Matos, it was a combination of the Gross Matos injury, us attacking the edges, and putting the corners in situations to tackle. J.C. Horn looked terrible, and Henderson looked even worse.
Yeah,
one play, I think it was Justice Hill coming at him. Henderson falls to the ground and try to throw his shoulder at him. Like, what we doing, yo? Like, that's how you tackle NFL level? That's it. That's acceptable in the NFL? Like, bro, you accidentally get cut. Like, it was insane. Defensively, I love the way McDonald calls a game. And it was something that, obviously, me being a Michigan fan, I've seen a lot of it last season. All defensive coaches understand that you can't take away everything. They wish you could, but the way it's set up, you just can't. What he allows the offense to get, for the most part, is something underneath and guys rallying and tackling. Everything else, he's taking it away. And he's doing a great job of mixing up when to go single high, when to go too high, when he in too high, whether to show a cover 4 look, but you're really playing 2, or you showing 2 and you rolling to single high with a fire zone blitz with it. Like, he mixing it up really good. He's in his bag. But the combination of Peters being healthy, Marlon being healthy, and playing like Marlon Humphrey.
Yeah, Marlon Humphrey is top 5 right now. Easy.
Yeah, easily. And the fact that you got 2 backers who can drop in coverage, and you can relax a little bit. That's just making the defensive line get there a lot more. They're getting home. Whereas last season, it was like you getting a lot of pressures but not a lot of sacks. Now it's like those pressures are actually, being sacks,
And
and that
don't
can't
forget about
can't be
Kyle
understated. Say it
Hamilton.
again.
You can't forget about Kyle Hamilton. Kyle Hamilton played
Yes.
exceptional. Coming up, making tackles, coming up in coverage.
Yes.
He was just making plays. And to your point about them giving up the underneath and making plays and making tackles, that's the difference. And when you watch this Ravens defense, they're making tackles on first contact, which is not what we saw in years past. Right now, if you hit Roquan Smith, you're going down.
Right.
Even right now, you hit Patrick Queen, you're going down. Even our DBs as well. Everybody's making tackles, and that's something that I guess they worked on. The only people that missed tackles yesterday a couple times was our edge players who just missed big a couple times on sacks. But I'm not gonna fault them for that. They was still getting there.
And Chuck Clark missed one.
Oh yeah, we are. But
like he had.
Yeah.
I'm like, Chuck, I understand it's cold out there. It's windy. I get it, but you on the field. Ain't no way you cold.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
You on the field running around like, bruh.
Here's the thing.
He broke all the way down, put his heels in the ground, and reached. I said, nah, ain't no way, bruh.
Here's the thing. And anybody who knows me knows I'm not a Chuck fan by any stretch of the imagination. I think having Chuck Clark and having Roquan on the field, I'm not trying to say people are stupid. So y'all going to understand it when I say this. But anybody who else watching who may not understand what I'm saying, they allow players to play and not have to think. I feel like with Rowe and Chuck calling the plays and being Chuck has always been real safe. He's not going to make a play. He's not that. That's not him. That's why I said we needed a safety.
I won't say not make a play. He do a lot of the dirty work that doesn't. He's not making the splash play.
Yeah, he's not going to make that splash play, the highlight play. He's not going to do that. That's why I said we needed a safety last year when that was the first position I scouted was safety. I was like, yo, Chuck got to go. He's not going to make that big play. But what he does is control the thought process of that. MP, I'm not sold on MP since he's been back.
What?
I think MP has been doing. You know how bad it is for me to take Harbaugh side over somebody? You know how hard that shit is for me to do?
What?
MP yelling in Harbaugh face and he ain't doing his job correctly? Come on, bro.
Bruh. What we on? What we on?
I agree at times.
That ain't nothing but competitors being competitive.
No. Him being a competitor is fine. Him getting beat constantly for 20, 25 yards, 30 yards.
Getting beat.
That's not fine. He's been getting beat
since
Miami.
All right. So I guess that's the life of a cornerback. You can shut down all game long. 1 third down catch, he got beat like a drum all game long.
No, I didn't say he get beat all day long.
You said consistently giving 25-yard passes.
I said every game he's giving up a 25 or 30 yarder. I said
that's
that.
Football.
Every single game he's giving up one.
That is football. He gave up 1 catch?
No, he actually gave up 2. The dude just dropped one.
No.
That end cut, he was beat.
No, you ain't see his hands? His hands is there.
His hands is on his arm, but it still should have been a catch.
No, sir.
That was a catch.
And I'm a receivers coach. Like, come on. Like, that's good coverage. I mean, all right, I'm a side receiver. He should have caught the ball, but that's great coverage.
Let me say this. There. I don't agree with Al that it's consistently getting beat. There were times where MP he looked soft this year, coming up and making tackles when that's not normally him. And everybody was like, well, what the hell are you doing? And there's times when he giving up a couple plays, but that's everybody. So I'm not going to complain about his play. I just feel like that one play in New Orleans that he gave up when he didn't get the guy out of bounds was a little soft. A couple times in the run, he was looking a little soft or whatever the case may be. But outside of that, I thought MP's playing great.
And if you
I think he's playing well. I don't think he's playing great.
MP is being nothing but MP.
What's that?
This been his whole MO since Washington.
Okay.
Like he's been consistently himself. That's all we seen. He'll give up a few plays, but for the most part, he's a sticky in man coverage. He's a little grabby. He'll get a
Right.
PI every now and then, but he causes turnovers.
He hasn't though.
What you
I
mean?
mean, he got one
hasn't?
yesterday. He got one yesterday. He got the fumble.
He got a fumble. He got a pick on it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It ain't coming in bunches, but the Ravens get a turnover every game.
Okay.
His coverage is sticky where the quarterback is turning their eyes from him.
No, I'm not saying MP is playing bad. He's playing good. He's just not playing great.
Oh my god!
He's
So I guess
playing
I guess he was never great.
He's not playing how he normally plays. I'm sorry, he just hasn't.
I think he's playing how he normally plays.
I haven't seen it.
I put it this way:
a fan of MP when we got
at any point of his career, was he considered overall as a top 5 corner? The answer is no. You think about it too long.
Right. Yeah,
the answer is no. But as far as turning the ball over,
yeah,
he's always been 1 or 2.
Right.
So he banned himself. That's how I look at it. He's just banned himself.
I'm not saying that, but okay. Maybe I'm wrong. All right, that's fine.
We got Roland says Roquan and Bowser do so much that they allow Queen and Hamilton to do things they do best.
Yeah. I
agree, but let's not forget the impact that guys on the defensive line is causing.
Yeah.
Like Broderick Washington.
Yeah.
Brent Urban.
I agree.
Yo, if you look back at remember that 3rd and 1, no, the 4th and 1 against New Orleans where Roquan hit Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
If you go back and watch that, Brent Urban, he starts out in a 5 technique, and then he slides to a head up 4, and he know the guard is going away from him. The tight end is coming down. Brent Urban does an amazing job of shooting the gap, like muddying up the whole hole, whereas Ruiz couldn't even pull, and Kamara had to bounce it. And as he's bouncing it, he got Marlon right there, who's a free hitter. He tries to cut back from Marlon, and then Roquan right there and clean it up. I'm like, yo, Brent Urban is doing all kinds of dirty work. Or even the Kyle Hamilton tackle in the backfield yesterday. Travis Jones. Oh, my gosh.
Bro.
Lord have mercy.
They look phenomenal.
Yeah, that part is killing.
They're not even the starters.
Yo.
That's the crazy part.
And that rotation,
right?
The front line rotation is insane. I'm looking at it like, just think if you was an offensive tackle or even a guard, like, all right, cool. I got to deal with Calais Campbell, Matabike, and Brent Urban this series. Are they going out? Damn, here we go. Justin Houston. What? JPP, what? Like, Bowser, like, what we doing? They put Oweh with his hand in the dirt. Like, yo, that's a lot.
It is.
I agree.
And you still got Ojabo coming back. Like, bruh. Insane.
I don't have that same concern with the defense that I had earlier in the year. I don't.
Oh, I thought you said you did. Okay.
No, I do not.
Okay.
But
my concern is creativity on the offensive side of the ball.
That ain't my concern at all.
This is definitely my concern. We're not going to sit here and
that ain't my
5-yard play Buffalo or Kansas City to death. That shit ain't going to happen.
But that's the thing though. We say 5-yard play because that's where the ball is going. We'll pull it up.
And my concern is
go ahead. I'm sorry, T.
My concern is not the playbook. My concern is consistency and timing of play calls. Consistency in playmaking and the timing of play calls, if that makes sense.
Situational play calling is why we have a second Super Bowl ring.
I need consistency when it comes to making the plays that are there in front of you to make, and I need timing, great timing of the plays that are being called. Like the third and 8 from like the 8-yard line yesterday in the third quarter, when they ran double in routes and a curl from Mark Andrews, all at 6 yards. right into the teeth of the zone defense. It's like, bro, that's what we got. That's all we got right now.
Right.
That was frustrating.
Right.
Just,
And you know they going to cover 4. They're going to play 4 right there. So it's like, come on, it's very little you can do. But you got to get a little more creative than that. Like, give me a rub route or something.
right.
I agree. But if you look, and I'm glad you said the timing of the play calls and, well, John says the execution.
Yeah,
Of the playmakers. Because last week we praised them hitting 10 different receivers, right?
Mm-hmm.
I continue to harp on this because it's something that all quarterbacks have. Whether it's Brady, Mahomes, Lamar now, when your guy is on the field, you tend to look at your guy a little too long or look at the initial read a little less and then go to your guy. And the reason I say that is because if Lamar wasn't waiting for Andrews to run the OTB route in the middle of the field, he would have got picked off. Because if you read the coverage, the route concept, and based on the coverage that they got, Josh Oliver was literally wide open on the crossing route. Safety nowhere near to be found. If he had time, if he hits Oliver, that's a walk-in touchdown. But instead, I'm waiting on Mark. And he throws the ball low, and it gets picked off by the lineman. Whereas the week before, when Mark Andrews wasn't playing, how many different guys scored the ball? 10 guys, right?
Right.
Offense works.
Tell them to stay tuned about the Raiders season. That's coming up.
Definitely coming up. Opinions on the Raiders season is coming up. Yeah, but overall, I thought it was the first time in probably 10 years. Yes, I'm not missing words. I know 10 years was 2012. We won a Super Bowl. But this was the first time, the last couple of weeks, yesterday was the first time in 10 years, I was confident when the Ravens defense stepped on the field. I looked at my cousin and said, you know what? All we need is one touchdown. We win this game. That's how well that unit is playing. Other than that, I'm like, bruh. Years before that, I was nervous. Dean Pease, Lord have mercy. Wink, Lord have mercy. Like we all been there. We know how it go.
Yes, we do.
Don't leave Madison out of that.
Right, Lord, bruh. He might have been the worst. All right, baby. Let's get to it. Let's go. Should we go there now? Let's go there now. We got a request. Let's go there now.
Why not? Yeah.
We call the segment Alstradamus.
So let me preface this by saying my father, I don't know if all his life he's been a Raiders fan, but all my life he's been a Raiders fan. And that's like the first team I've watched when we're talking about football. Marcus Allen was like the childhood hero, if you will. In the beginning of the season, I said the Raiders will find a way to screw something up. They just always do. They are one of those teams that cannot get out of their own way. Yes, they added Devontae Adams. But what did they add as far as offensive line? Yes, they added, Cosby. I mean, not Cosby, excuse me. Homie from Arizona, excuse me. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Chandler Jones. What did y'all add on the back end? Y'all cut your first round safety. So Raiders will be Raiders. And I don't know. I don't have the eye for it. I don't even know what that thing is. Where you can look at someone and say, wow, they're a great coordinator, but they're not a great coach. I think McDaniels has that where he's a good offensive coordinator. He's not a coach. And I think that is what's slowing down their team, amongst other things. I mean, You don't have any receivers now. Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller are out for extended amounts of time. Devontae Adams better be leading the league in touchdowns because that's pretty much all you got right now.
So,
Can I say this? So, the biggest thing the Raiders are facing for me personally is Devontae Adams didn't come into a team that's just adding him to a mix. They came into a team, and he came into a team that's in transition. And by transition, I mean they had one head coach, then they had an interim head coach, had success with the interim head coach, then chose to bring in another guy who has failed in the past with a whole different philosophy, right? That takes time to do. It takes time to build consistency, and it takes time to build continuity. They have not had that time, and it shows on the field. The only person, to me, on the offensive side of the ball for the Raiders that has been consistent this year is Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs has been consistent catching the ball out of the backfield. He's been consistent running the ball, getting extra yards, breaking tackles, whatever the case may be. Outside of that, Darren Waller has not played. He's been inconsistent. Derek Carr at times, he's been running for his life. That means the offensive line has been inconsistent as well as Derek Carr. The only reason the Raiders are in most of the games is because they have one of the most talented defensive fronts in football and one of the best edge players in football with Max Crosby, who showed you last night who he can be. In my opinion, am I willing to say Josh McDaniels can't get it done? I can say that. And will I be justified in saying that? So far, he's proven me right. But what I would say is this. Continuity takes time, and it's going to take time to get things right in Las Vegas. And if they're going to get it right, we'll see over the next, I'll say, the next 4 or 5 weeks if we can start seeing a little bit more consistency out of them. Defensively, they looked good yesterday. They were playing the Broncos, though. So that's the only thing about Vegas for me. Devontae Adams just showed you guys who he is. That route was sick against one of the best young corners in the game.
PS2.
It's sick.
Hated had to be PS2.
Man. Yeah, John said they would have had time in the offense. They would have had the time to gel if the offense was ran through Jacobs. But since it's a passing league, you're forcing Carr to be something he's not. That's another topic we gotta touch on.
I'm gonna give Carr not a pass. Last year, going through all the influx that they went through, brand new interim coach, wide receiver that you had at the beginning of the year, had a catastrophe, he killed someone off the field. Derek Carr playing and leading somewhat kept that team viable for a playoff spot, and also they was damn near close to beating the AFC eventual champions. And I think, I'm going to give Derek Carr a small piece in that for stabilizing such a crazy system, if you will.
I think low key your bias is playing in a little bit by saying you can give Derek Carr a little piece because you don't like Derek Carr. Derek Carr balled out last season. When they made the switch to Rich? Can't forgive me for his not remember his last name.
Like Rich Seattle or something.
But they were they were under 500 before they made the switch, right? And they was like the hottest team, one of the hottest teams in the league, and went to the playoffs.
Yeah,
and should have beat the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
And this was their first year. That was their first year in Vegas with fans.
Right.
In Vegas, a destination place with fans.
A party city.
Party city. With Derek Carr playing well, one of the best tight ends. Like T mentioned, one of the best D linemen in Max Crosby.
Crosby was balling.
And then this season, I don't understand why you make the switch at coach. I don't get that. Like, I don't understand it. Like, he has success. He has the locker room. He's showing you that even with those guys, he can win.
Mm-hmm.
So why not build upon that? Give him this season. All right, if it don't work during the season, then you can make your switch like you did last season.
Agreed.
But to bring in a guy who had no success as a head coach. All right, he had success in Denver with Tebow, right? Everybody in their mama talk trash about Tebow every week because he couldn't throw the ball.
Was that success though? They did kind of
exactly.
Yeah, all right.
Exactly. But every year his name come up. He's one of the hottest candidates for a coaching job. Why? Hey, listen, I don't get it. I don't understand it. I feel like they dropped the ball by bringing in Josh. It's like you bring in a new coach, you bring in veteran players who want to win. Chandler Jones wants to win. You feel me? Like, and it's just not working.
Yeah. I mean,
to
answer his
the
question,
the guys in charge is just not getting it done. We got
to answer his question. They said about the full rebuild. I don't believe so because you have Crosby, you have Chandler Jones, we have Devontae Adams. I don't think you should rebuild. I think you go ahead and get that tackle from Northwestern, I believe it is, one of the purple and white teams. Peter Skoronski or whoever he is. Get him, plug him in, fix up this offensive line.
Yeah.
Because your picks in the first round, most of them are gone. Your early picks, most of them are gone.
Because you did a lot of trading.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about as far as like the players that they actually picked during the John Gruden regime. Most of them are gone.
No. Remember, John was trading everybody.
Right, I know what you're saying, but I'm saying the picks that John actually made. Those first round picks that John actually made.
Oh, the
Abrams. Arnett.
It's
like most of these
Farrell. Cleveland Farrell's still there.
Mm-hmm. But to answer his question, they are in a modified rebuild. When you think about it, they have great players like Al was talking about. Those great players.
But they wasting their years.
Whenever you make wholesale changes, coach-wise, and philosophy and plays on both sides of the football, that's a rebuild. And that's why. And to answer you, what y'all was saying earlier about how they had so much success last year with the interim coach, is because and to his point about them not being consistent with head coaches. Well, last year they had consistency. Derek Carr and them knew that system. So obviously it's easy for them to have success in that system. So to come in and give a whole different system and a whole different philosophy offensively and defensively, that's just not, in my opinion, that's rebuild mode. Like, it's not full sale Orioles rebuild, but it's like a low budget rebuild, if you will. Because, like I said before, it takes time, and people don't just think you can plug and play. I can just put Devontae Adams out there and we're still going to be good. No, because the offense has to have timing. And when your timing is off and somebody might not understand something fully, it takes time to get it. Yeah. And right now they 11 weeks in and it just don't look good. It don't look good.
And just to look at last season when the interim coach took over, it was late in the year. They won 4 straight. They won the last 4 games. They won because they had to win the games and to get in.
Mm-hmm.
Derek Carr threw for 236, 201, 255, 186. Respectable. The games where he had the 201 and the 186, Josh Jacobs rushed for 129 and 132. Balance.
Yeah.
Balance. That's what you want. Guys to step up and do that job. He says a lot of people believe that coaches under the Belichick tree somehow end up good. However, the Sean McVay tree seems to work out. Yeah. I say the only coach so far that has success under Belichick, but I don't think was he ever a coach under Belichick or just a player? Was Tennessee.
He was a coach.
Yeah, I think he did have a defensive spot. I don't know if he was a linebackers coach or something.
Okay,
so he was a coach for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Vrabel. But other than that, it's like everybody else that I can think of has a job and then get fired.
Yeah.
Whereas I always believe that the Andy Reid tree is the one.
That's the tree.
That's the tree of like, bruh, they out here killing it.
Yeah.
What parts of those?
To go back to the point I was making about the Raiders and their picks, Alex Leatherwood was a 2021 first round draft pick.
Bruh.
He played for the Chicago Bears now.
Yep.
Let me go back another year.
These are Ruggs, right?
Yeah,
Ruggs was the
we
first
know what
round
that
pick
happened with that.
in 2020, I believe.
Yeah. That's a
You
whole
know,
different.
Brandon Jacobs don't have not Brandon Jacobs, Lord have mercy.
Josh Jones.
Josh Jacobs.
Jesus.
Josh Jacobs don't have his 5th year option guaranteed. You're not picking that up for whatever reason. I have no idea. So yeah, I mean, they getting these picks that was early that should be setting up for your team, but it's not panning out. So to do a full rebuild, I mean, I guess you can go ahead and get CJ Stroud, or I wouldn't say Bryce Hall, but you can go ahead and get CJ Stroud if you want. Either way, Ohio State and Alabama quarterbacks.
I don't subscribe to that, man.
You kind of getting the trust fund, baby.
I don't subscribe to that. I don't subscribe to that.
Life in Alabama hitting wide open receivers.
I don't subscribe to that, man.
No, it looked good until he got Waddle and Hill hitting wide open receivers like he was doing in Alabama.
No.
Yes.
No. That's not entirely true.
Okay.
Because Miami added way more than just Hill.
Right, I get you. I said
Like,
Waddle and Hill.
No, Waddle was there last season. It had 1,000 yards.
This is not Tua's first year. It's not Tua's second year.
This is starting. Tua ain't start right away.
It's still not his second year. I mean, his first year.
This is 3rd year in the league, right?
Right. Yes.
He
was playing his first year. He looked bad. He was playing his second year. He looked bad.
His last year he looked bad. His offensive line was bad. He played Jacoby Brissett started over him last year.
No, he lost his spot to Jacoby Brissett when he got hurt.
You know what? You know why he looked bad? And I'm glad this is perfect because it kind of ties into what we're talking about in Vegas. Brian Flores didn't believe in Tua. You got a coach who believes in Tua and puts him in. Wait,
killed, but yeah, one coach didn't believe in him. The other coach believed in him too much. Right.
You got a coach that believes in him and puts him in. And not only did he put him in situations to be successful, but put him in the offense to be successful, and put players around him to be successful. That's all you ask for.
I got you.
That's literally all you ask for. It doesn't matter. You went to Alabama, Ohio State, USC, Texas, Morgan State. It don't matter.
I mean,
you get a coach that believes in you. If you got talent, like yo.
And to be honest,
look at certain quarterbacks.
The offensive line is better. The run game is a lot better.
And none of that matters. And none of it matters. None of it matters unless you have an owner that lets you win and says stop tanking, which Miami now allowed to do that. And then got the half,
All I'm saying is when you look at the top 5 quarterbacks, or most of the guys that's in the top 5, they went to basketball schools or they didn't go to football programs. Tom Brady went to Michigan.
I don't know about that.
Pat Mahomes went to Texas Tech. Lamar Jackson went to Louisville.
Football.
Aaron Rodgers went to Cal.
Football.
Okay. Like they're not going to
you more likely to name 5. You would name 5 football players from Cal than you would basketball players. It's like one NBA player. Right. Like, come on.
I don't know anybody from Cal besides Aaron Rodgers and Marshawn Lynch. You're right. But still, like they don't get like the USC recruits, the Alabama recruits. Like it's a whole different. You kind of, Josh Allen went to Wyoming. Ain't no powerhouse coming out of Wyoming. Whereas Baker Mayfield went to Oklahoma with CeeDee Lamb and Marquise Brown and
all that
Mark
is
Andrews and Orlando Brown. It's a big difference when you get to the league. You're not gonna get that.
Al, I get what you're saying. As far as like competition is a big difference, but the common denominator that you're like overlooking is you gotta have a coach, owner, and system that works for you. Everything you said is totally right. That's fine. Wyoming, not nobody come out of looking for a quarterback out of Wyoming, but you got a coach in a system that believes in you. Let you go through your growing pains. You bring in Stephon Diggs, cool. That helps it a bit, but they want you to be you, and they rocking with you. They're giving you time, and they put you in positions to succeed. The teams who wants to micromanage quarterbacks and are wishy-washy and are not all in, those are teams that struggle and always in the top 5 or top 10 every single year.
That's true, too. I mean, it's a little bit of it, but again, going back to the Raiders point, I would get the tackle out of Northwestern or whatever purple school it is. I think it's Northwestern, Peter Skoronski.
But I'm like, my thing is, if you're going to rebuild, like T said, you kind of like said you're doing a rebuild by bringing in a new coach, a new system, and it's not going right. I'm getting rid of guys. I'd have been at the trade deadline and say, look, man, I got too much respect for your career, Chandler Jones, to let you go through this with a whole bunch of losing and not get another ring. Like, where can I send you? Max Crosby, I would love to keep you.
Can't get rid of Max Crosby.
You ain't going no damn way. I can't do that. I had to think about that one. No, Chandler got to go. All the older guys, you got to go.
Yeah.
Chandler, Devontae, Derek Carr, they my 3 locks. Everybody else, well, and Waller, they my 4. Everybody else, I'll let y'all buy.
That's why he hasn't played good. That's why we saying he got to go.
Yeah, that's why he has to go. Yeah. Like, there's no need to hold on to him. Just let him go. Let him go. Let him go ahead and be a rotation guy in another system and flourish. Like what Chicago did with Robert Quinn and Roquan Smith. Like, bruh, we're not going to just let you waste the rest of this year. Like, man, let me go ahead. Go send you somewhere else.
Or Denver did with Vaughn last year.
Right. Now, I just didn't want to go to Arizona. I'm just saying, from one organization that's struggling to another.
I'm sorry I lied to you, Martin. You still want to go to Arizona? I think the thing with Arizona to me is they just don't look like they believe in Kingsbury, bro.
Ooh.
Just watching 2 episodes is just like, and I'm not even talking about like what they're saying. It's more like what they're not saying. Like, if you just watch mannerisms on the side, like if you watch him come up to a player, like he don't even have that. Like, I don't even know if he believes, if that makes sense. Like when they had the little squirrel on the side, like he's just trying to throw a little something out there and then get out the way. Like, it's like he has no control to a certain extent of the personalities that's there. And to me, the struggle looks like a team that's in shambles offensively. Like, when you got a guy like Budda Baker, they talk about how respected he is in the organization. He looks the part. Like, he plays the part. J.J. Watt has played very well this year. Very well. Marcus Golden has played very well this year.
Consistent. And
I think offensively, they just can't click. When you got your main wide receiver threat out for what? What was he out? 9 weeks, I think?
6 weeks.
6 weeks?
Yeah.
Your main wide receiver threat is out 6 weeks. You got a revolving door at running back. With Connor going down. Then you finally have success with Eno Benjamin, who was pretty successful coming in the backup role, and then you cut him. You flat out cut him because he don't want to play second fiddle to a guy that's hurt that he played better than. So you cut. So you said, all right, we're just gonna go ahead and part ways with him now. Why? That don't even make sense. To me, that's a coach that can't control his players. There's no way you cut a guy like Eno Benjamin after what he did when he came in. And let's talk about Kyler for a minute. Kyler looks like he doesn't prepare.
Bruh.
That's been a big thing about him, right? Oh, well, he go play Madden. He go do this. He looked like his ass playing Madden. When he out there, he looks like he's not prepared. My man D-Hop asked him, like, bro, what is you looking at? Like, what are you not seeing? He like, bro, you got to see this shit's open. So to that, I have a question. So Kyler Murray's in what, year 3, 4, maybe? 4. I'm pretty sure they might have picked up the option for Kyler Murray.
Yeah, they gave him a new contract.
Yeah, they gave him a whole new contract.
Right, they re-signed him.
Yeah, remember they put the little clause in about watching film at least 4 hours?
That's right, because we asked on this show at the time of the contract, why the hell you would sign a guy that you obviously was telling on, and he was telling on y'all? Like, this was telegraphed for us in the preseason. All of this dysfunction.
Yeah.
It's a ball of confusion. That's what the Temptation said.
Exactly.
Ball of confusion.
Exactly.
Arizona. And Cliff Kingsbury's pushing that ball down the hill. So if you want to blame somebody, blame Cliff. Because Kyler ain't going nowhere. He getting paid.
Yo,
so man said, Cliff about it here.
My man said Cliff doesn't even look or act like a coach, has no authority, and the team is going to fail if we're being honest.
Exactly.
Also, Kyler has been injured ever since Warzone came out.
Somebody on this show first guessed Cliff Kingsbury and wasn't sold him Cliff Kingsbury.
Oh,
you know, from the jump street, where he keep failing, the way he keep flopping.
Right. But you know how like people made like Al, you mentioned earlier about like the Marcus Peters and John Harbaugh back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
I look at that. Cool. That's 2 competitors.
Right.
When I forgot what game, I think it was the first game D-Hop came back. And Kyler goes to the sideline and he's looking at the head coach and say, yo, calm the F down. Calm the like just lean on like, as if he's running this.
Right. He's
the coach is nobody. I said, wait a minute, that's different from I mean the other
that ain't competitive right there. That's not
like that was totally out of line. It's just a bad situation all the way around.
But that lets you know something.
All the way around. It's terrible.
Kyler like,
you gotta go.
Get rid of me. I just gave you all this money. Y'all can't get rid of me. So you gonna do? He told Cliff, you can call it down. Is what you're gonna do. You gonna temper your tone when you talk to me. Boy, they just paid me. What's wrong with you?
Right.
Oh, that's what that conversation was about. That was a come to Jesus meeting for Cliff. And Cliff told y'all on the Hard Knocks. He said, "Look, yeah, my homeboys let me know it's bad out there, so I don't even look at it." My man said, "I ain't looking at it." That means Cliff just waiting for the shoe to drop. Cliff just waiting to get that call. Like, yeah, they let me go.
Basically,
I'm saying it might be week 14. Week 14, they might let Cliff know. Maybe before that. Maybe what's this, week 11? Just passed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, they playing tonight.
They got tonight. They got San Fran and
if it don't go right tonight,
an hour.
If it don't go right tonight, I'm gonna say Tuesday. Cliff gone.
If it don't go right tonight, Cliff might be looking at budget to stay in Mexico. They might just leave that nigga down there in Mexico for real. Like.
Now, me personally, I'm hoping to go right for Cliff, at least on Rondale Moore's side. I need Rondale to have at least 2 tutties and 120. That's what I need from Rondale.
Yo, Cliff, they are 2-6 in the last. I'm sorry. 2-4 in the last 6 games.
Who else too?
They beat the Rams, who were horrible.
They beat the Rams, who's terrible this year, and I just knocked it down.
That was
whatever.
That's a division game. All right, cool. All right.
I feel like it's the writing's on the wall for Cliff. He threw. If it ain't in the middle of the season, it's going to happen this offseason because they're not making the playoffs. Like
the only reason I say this week or next week is because whoever they bring in for the interim, you got to try to give him a couple weeks to see what he looked like. You know what I mean? or
Right.
unless you got somebody else that you plan on bringing in anyway, because then you can just get rid of them and just not even worry about it, or just wait till the off season, like you said. But if they get rid of them in season, they can give the interim a shot and then keep it going.
Okay. So you have the 49ers tonight. I don't know if anybody on this panel has Arizona against them. And then the Chargers next week, and then the bye. You think he come back after that bye?
No, sir.
I don't think he make it to if 2 losses, he'll make the bye.
No,
The
sir.
bye, that's where they're going to definitely make that move if it's 2 losses.
The 2 teams they beat in the last 6 games were the Panthers and the Rams.
Yeah, he about it.
So pretty much they beat themselves. Okay.
Basically. That's it. Yeah, I think he's about it there. Because I don't see him winning tonight. I don't see him beating. Yeah. Nah. Because I think, I don't. Maybe they beat Denver. The next 3, tonight the Chargers and Patriots. I don't see it.
And let me say this because I forgot to say this earlier.
And Kyler is out tonight. So
what's the guy name? The coach, I forgot his name because he was in Arizona and they let him go. Steve Wilkes. I want to commend Steve Wilkes. What he doing with that Panther team with PJ Walker before his injury was commendable. Even yesterday's game, you got that. That's the Ravens supposed to be a contender.
But that's what he was doing in Arizona.
I agree. But
And
we
they let
already
him
know.
go. Similar to how Rich was doing in Vegas.
I agree.
Like,
Rich got a little melanin, so we already know what that is.
Yo. Yeah, Colt McCoy ain't that bad. I don't know. He ain't the starter, but he ain't that bad. He ain't bad.
He ain't bad, but he bad.
Yeah, he bad. Like we might see Trace tonight. Yeah, I mean, the way that San Fran defense is, we might see McSorley come in there for a few plays.
If Trace come in, I can just count this week as a loss. Trace got to come in.
Trace ain't looking for nobody but a tight end.
That's a fact.
Where my man?
Yeah, they ain't got the tight end no more.
They got McBride.
Oh, they do got
Yeah.
You get to see McBride tonight. That's dope. That's dope. They got Max Williams.
McBride.
Yeah. Max Williams,
Max Williams.
Shout out to Max.
Oh, Max Williams on the league.
Yeah.
I seen him on Hard Knocks. I was like, he's still there. I think that was him on there with the visor.
Yeah.
Man, listen. They got Crockett Gilmore coming off the bench. They still got him.
Not Crockett.
Bro, did they have Crockett too? Bro, I can't believe we drafted these guys, bro.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. All right, man, let's get to it. The pretenders and contenders in the NFL. We got let's bring the list up. But I guess I'll pull up the power rankings.
Yeah.
Okay,
and we'll go through it from there.
Whose power rankings are we?
Everybody seems to trust.
No, I just don't. I don't know. I don't look at it.
It's gonna be the same teams in there anyway. It's just like whatever order.
Right.
PFF, everybody trusts supposedly.
PFF.
Pro Football Focus. Everybody seems they trust.
It's just a lot of wishy-washy stuff with PFF. That's all.
I agree.
I mean, I just saw a PFF list that didn't have Marlon listed in the top 10 corners.
I did see that.
I was like, so he ain't playing corner this year? He playing safety? The hell?
I don't know. But I'm on NFL.com. I just go down the list.
Mm-hmm.
NFL.com. Philadelphia Eagles. Contender or pretender?
I think they are an NFC contender.
All right.
I don't think they match up well against any real AFC contender. So I'll say they are NFC contender.
I would say they're a contender, period. I mean, we just seen Buffalo get beat by Minnesota. They blew the doors off Minnesota.
That's true.
I was saying they were a contender since that trade they made back in April that we should have made, but that's neither here nor there.
Dallas.
I say styles make fights. By them losing Jordan Davis, they look like contenders in the NFC. with Jordan Davis healthy, they look like Super Bowl contenders.
Okay.
Because without him, they can't stop. They ain't stopping the damn thing. You running all over them. In the AFC, well, one thing AFC football going to do, whether you got Josh Allen or not, we're going to run the ball.
Well, they act like Dalvin Singletary don't exist, so we'll see.
Hey, they going to run it with Josh.
Let that be a record. That's why we wanted to trade up for Jordan Davis so bad.
They 8-1. But
Wow.
at the same time, it's working out.
I mean, I think everyone gave Travis Jones a first round grade, and he was irrelevant in the third round.
Agreed. I wanted them both, but hey, what I know.
Yeah. All right. Kansas City Chiefs
Contenders.
How can you not say? How can they not be contenders? All they do is make plays in crucial situations.
Yeah, Eagles picked up Sue and Linval Joseph on like Thursday or Friday. So
yeah, they went crazy. Sue and Linval. So I'll leave it like it is. I'll wait and see. Chiefs, I say contenders. Contenders. They definitely beatable.
They are beatable.
Extremely beatable, but they're contender. I'll leave it at that. Minnesota.
They passed their reality check. They can't handle success yet. What I mean by that is they passed their reality check against what people perceive are the Packers coming into this season. This is the Packers division to win. They smacked them in the mouth week 1. Week 2, they got blown up by the Eagles. Their very next test against Buffalo, against Buffalo, they passed it in a tough game. And then they got smacked in the mouth by Dallas. So I'm going to give them contenders in the NFC, but I don't trust that they can string together good games back to back against good teams.
I think what Al said was spot on as far as their consistency. Like, I don't trust Kirk Cousins, and not just Kirk Cousins, but I don't trust them.
Oh Lord,
consistency, consistently. I meant, and I think they had a letdown week. When you come off a high like Al was talking about winning that game in Buffalo or whatever, the way they did, I just think they just was flat. But Dallas dominated that game, which is something we haven't seen from Dallas really all year. But they dominated that game.
That's what I just thought about. I'm sorry. I guess is that Oxtail maybe in the chats. I have them winning the playoff game, as long as that first playoff game is not a Saturday or Sunday night. If they get the primetime spot, it's been real.
Wait a minute. They lost a 1:00 game.
Yeah,
they lost a 1:00 game yesterday.
That was 3 o'clock.
It was 3 o'clock. I'm sorry, they're 3 o'clock. But they beat. What was it? Was it 1:00 or was it prime?
That was 1:00 game that they beat Buffalo.
No, I'm talking about the playoffs when they beat Drew Brees and them. What was that?
That was 1:00.
It was a 1:00. Oh, all right, yeah. Yo, when Kirk Cousins is like
Drew Brees don't win playoff games outside.
Like when he's playing well, he's the number 15 best quarterback.
When he playing well,
when he playing well, he's like 15.
Like at his absolute best, yeah.
Yeah, at his absolute best, he's 15. Easy. When he's playing bad, he's like 33.
I
start Snoop over him. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, so I say 33. All right, well, he might be 34. 34, 35. That's when he's playing bad. I love the Vikings defense, but they look so soft yesterday. So it's hard for me to. I'm stuck. It's a push for me. I don't know.
I don't know what that offensive line is like. I don't know if Darisaul's injury is severe, but that offensive line don't give you anything better than what they gave you yesterday, and you can't open up for Cook.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Miami Dolphins.
I'm gonna say pretenders.
Now, y'all might disagree with me. I don't think the Miami Dolphins' success is based on Tua or Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle, because they're gonna get their points, and offensively, most of them are gonna do their thing. I think everything with Miami depends on defensively, like what they do. I mean, they just went out and got Bradshaw to solidify their defense. They got Jalen Phillips from Miami on the edges with him, and I think it really comes down to that. Like it comes down to what they can do on the defensive side of the football. If they're consistent defensively, I think they contenders, and I think if not, then they're a playoff team.
Since shucks, I wish I had the stat in front of me. I'm trying to see how successful they've been at getting to the passer, because that was something that they struggled with before the Chubb move. Right, the defense was quick. They fly around to the ball. They just couldn't get sacks. Or get consistent pressure, I should say. I'll say
Dallas,
they are divisional round and out.
Okay.
Oxel says, Ox, I don't know how you put it. You gotta tell me if how we should say this. It says contenders, but they really gotta push through in the playoffs and not F up. AFC playoffs ain't going to be easy, and they need their defense to pull through. They can score 20 points a game, but their defense will let up more than that. Facts.
Yeah.
Everybody points to the Ravens game, and the Ravens when they came up and came from behind, but 4 busted coverages.
Okay, they're 24th
Literally.
in the league. That's that.
4 busted coverages made that a game.
Right. Just Ox.
And the Ravens scored what 28 in the first half, 30 damn near.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So defense still is that issue, but also I agree with Tito. Defense can be their strength, because when that defense is rolling, it's like that team is tough to stop, because they're going to run the ball extremely well, and because of their speed at running back and receiver, you can't really play 8 in the box. So it's like you playing with a light box anyway. So they got a numbers game.
Yeah.
So it's defense really holds it down. Buffalo
contenders. I had them representing the AFC at the beginning of the year, and a lot of that was contingent on Trey White playing by now. But I still think they're contenders even without Trey White playing right now. They just got Poyer back. Matt Milano is it Matt Milano?
Yes.
He's one of the most underrated players in the sense of
easily.
When people talk about Buffalo and they talk about, Josh Allen, Diggs, he's not one of the names that come up, but he's been doing everything that they need on their defense.
Yeah, when you talk about linebackers, period, he should be in the mix of the top guys.
Yeah.
Easily.
And I think it's going to come down to up front with Buffalo. It's all about the run game with Buffalo, in my opinion. Can they stop it, first of all? And second, can they run the football? Because everybody knows when you get into these cold months, you got to be able to run the football. And if you can't run the football, I don't know what to tell you. Everybody can say what they want, but same thing with Buffalo. Everything's going to run through their defense. If defense is stopping the run, then Buffalo's scary. It's scary to go up against Von Miller in a 3rd and 8.
Yeah.
Just is. So, and like you said, Milano is one of the most underrated players in the NFL, period. And the way he made plays against us, the way he made plays every single week. Every single week. So, I mean, he's consistent. It's just, can they stop the run consistently? And are they going to be able to run the football when they need to run the football?
So I'll say contenders, because I think they're going to get to the playoffs. But I don't see them getting as deep as everybody else. Well, typical media believes, because of the fact that they can't stop the run. And Milano is good sideline to sideline, but him and Edmonds in the trenches, They ain't really that when you're running downhill at them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's going to be their Achilles heel, and the fact that they can't run the ball extremely well unless Josh Allen is just keeping it. You feel me? And that's asking for a lot of Josh. I see him out of there. I don't know, maybe divisional round conference championship they got.
And the thing that irritates me about watching the Bills is nobody's hitting Josh Allen. Like, I understand he's a big dude, but nobody's hit him yet. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, the fact that he won't go down, he wants to do a head first slide and lower the shoulder. Somebody has to hit that dude. You hit that dude, and you got to make him pay for even attempting that.
And the crazy thing is, he has an elbow injury, but it ain't changing how he run the ball.
Nope.
Like that. And once you hit him in the mouth, when he gonna stop scrambling.
Yeah.
Or he gonna be a little like when you really hit him, he gonna start sliding. He ain't gonna be them extra yards, or he gonna try to be tough and keep getting smacked in the mouth, and then it's gonna play with his psyche.
I agree. Like, I don't even remember. I'm curious to know how many times he's been sacked this year, because it seems like nobody ever gets to Josh Allen. And when he do run, he's the one delivering the blow. He's finishing runs, and somebody got to make him pay just for a statement.
Yeah.
I might take that first 15 just to make a statement. You know me. What I tell the kids, the first 15 on me.
It's on me.
It's on me. Go ahead, do you.
Me. I need that.
I need that statement.
Tone.
Yes, sir.
I mean, they get Tremont Edmonds back. Like I said, they get Trey White back. Greg Rousseau. Poyer came back yesterday. Jordan Phillips, I think, played yesterday as well. But I think, honestly, what would stop them, to me, is another contender. You said Kansas City already. We haven't got the Baltimore yet to say if they're a contender or pretender. But, another contender. But injuries. That would be what stops them if they stop themselves. Their injuries.
I don't think they're as deep as people think. Like, the offense, the defensive line got a lot of names. But a lot of those names ain't been proven to be consistent. You know what I mean? Like, Ed Oliver is solid, but he isn't what we thought he was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Shaq Lawson isn't nowhere near what we thought he was going to be.
Not at all.
Greg Rousseau, I'll leave Greg Baller. Respect it. AJ Epinesa, finesse guy.
Right.
He ain't really exactly T. Exactly. You see what I mean? Like, come on. All right. Now you mentioned him. Baltimore. Pretender or contender?
I think player-wise, contender. Maybe because I know where the bones are buried. It gives me hesitation because I know when it comes time for situational play calling and these games go down to 3-4 points. Come on, can we execute? Can we call the right play? Can we? Why the hell are we finessing? Why are we running read dives and goddamn 3 yards? You got 800-pound linemen. Y'all got 17 tight ends and 6 fullbacks. Nigga, run behind them.
Al Stradamus is here today. Right now, Al Stradamus is here because, in my opinion, it's just my opinion. It's probably not going to be popular. The approach to the game is not a winning approach, and until they change their approach to the game, I can't bank on them. So I'm saying no contender. I hope I'm wrong, but they're not a contender in my eyes. Not until their approach to the game changes. When you're attacking on all cylinders, the way we doing on defense right now, when we do that on offense, then I'll say contender. But right now, no.
I'll say contender. I'll leave it at that. One thing the Ravens can do that
Yes.
Yeah, we from Baltimore. We from Baltimore, Ox. The fact that the Ravens can run the ball and the way they run the ball, I think they're a contender. And the fact that a lot, the last few playoff losses, we look at the offense and say, we left a lot on the field. Buffalo game left a lot on the field, but we watched that game together. We even broke the game down to all 22 afterwards, and plays was there to be made, but it was blamed all the way around. But what we consistently saw was the defense couldn't get off the field when they needed to.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have a defense that I believe you can put your best 11 guys on the field to stop the run and the pass.
Mm-hmm.
You got depth, whereas you're not losing the beat. Like if Calais goes down, you have no problem bumping Broderick there and then bringing JPP in or Brent Urban. I think the depth of the defense and how much it's improved is so complementary to how we want to play. And I think that's going to push it over the hump as far as in the playoffs. That's why I think they'll be true contenders.
I don't want to harp on Baltimore because, again, we're fans. But one thing, we are a running team. As much as I cried and complained and wanted wide receivers, we don't have them. We are a running team. We built to be a running team. Call your best runs. We have a run game coordinator as offensive coordinator. Call your best runs. If we beat ourselves or if we play our game, I don't see anybody stopping us playing our game. That's the thing that scares me. Can we continue to play our game? Even when our game is not running and we need to go ahead and make an adjustment. Can we
that don't scare me. What scares me is what happened yesterday. When teams play the thing that we do great, can we adjust?
Right, that's
and
what
the
I'm
answer
saying.
is no, we cannot. This is the same answer we've been saying for 2 or 3 years. We cannot adjust when teams take away what we do great, which is run the football
consistently. No, don't say it. Can't adjust. Can't adjust in game consistently.
In game consistently.
Because halftime is always an adjustment.
How many times we played Tennessee and that happened? When we played the Chargers that one year and we couldn't adjust, that happened.
But right. I give you right.
I mean, we did adjust. We just adjusted like 20 plays too late.
Ox says the Ravens are a contender, not Super Bowl contender. Let's be honest. Look at the Ravens schedule. There's no test in their schedule. All teams they're playing are really easy to beat: Jags, Broncos, Steelers, Browns, Falcons, Steelers, then the Bengals. There's no way y'all shouldn't. Well, there's not seeing how you guys could not make what? There's no seeing how you could do against a playoff team.
Right.
Yeah, the test came early.
But, I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah, I get it, but
that goes to your depth right there. Like these games, we should be getting that. Like we don't have our starting safety until late December.
Or you start running back.
Or you start running back.
Or your other start running back coming back probably this week.
Yeah, so they're getting these reps. These reps right here are critical for Geno Stone in game against starting quarterbacks instead of August reps. Stevens has been playing well.
But you see where you're pointing at? Yeah. But two guys you mentioned been playing well since since last season when they got opportunity. That's why I said the defense is so much improved. They're contenders.
Yeah.
I just feel like in football, I don't care what level of football. Well, I don't say what level. College and professional level. There is no such thing as should beat this team.
I agree.
You gotta line it up. High school, you can get away with it.
Because all
college,
NFL, there's no such thing. In college, it is.
Unless you're playing, unless it's like Alabama gets like Lane.
I'm about to say Alabama schedule a bunch of Panera Bread Techs.
Yeah, but in the SEC, if it's an SEC game, ain't no should win.
First of all, you ain't had to do Lane like that. That's just
My bad, Lane. I'm just saying. That's came to mind.
You know, this like the week where Alabama, LSU, they schedule their cupcakes because they know, you know, hey, we got SEC championship game coming up.
Oh, Ox asked, he's not a fan. Were you guys healthy against the Bills?
With the exception of our tackle position.
No.
No, Marcus wasn't there.
Because we ain't had this. What's the name? Ain't play. Was it Ronnie ain't play?
No.
There was no JPP wasn't on the team at the time, was he?
I don't think Calais played either that day.
Calais
didn't play. Marcus didn't play.
Bateman got hurt that game.
Bate got hurt that game, right?
No Gus Edwards.
Right.
JK played.
I think JK got hurt that game too, if I'm not mistaken.
No, JK didn't get hurt. JK balled. No.
I could when we went to Kenyon, like or
both of them
Mike
played though.
Okay.
That was JK's first game as a
first game back. Okay.
Yeah. But we wasn't healthy. We wasn't healthy.
Did we have Ronnie on a rotation in that game? Because I remember Lele out there.
No. Ronnie first game was against the Bengals.
Okay.
The Sunday night game.
Okay.
So we weren't healthy. And we were up double digits.
Twice
in poor weather. So yeah.
I think they could beat everybody, but they actually ended up beating themselves.
Facts.
That's well said.
San Francisco.
Contenders.
All right.
No.
Pretender for me.
I'm not banking on Jimmy Garoppolo.
I'm not banking on Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm banking on
now
to win the Super Bowl. To get there, yeah, I'll give them contender.
No,
again, what are you going to do when teams take away what you do great? And what does San Francisco do great? They run the football.
They run the ball.
Play defense.
Play defense and run the football, right?
D'Amico Ryan should be a head coach.
Offensively, when they take away the run game.
D'Amico Ryan should be putting in his resume for Arizona tonight.
Ox says Bills and 49ers was his preseason prediction. He's going to stand behind it.
I said,
I don't think 49ers could get past. This is crazy to say. But at their best versus Dallas best, I don't think 49ers could beat Dallas. And I don't see 49ers getting past Philly. That's probably it that I really believe in the NFC.
Devontae
That's crazy.
Crazy for what he just said, boy. Y'all heard what Devontae Adams said after the end of the game yesterday?
No.
He talking about Patrick Surtain. He said he ain't there yet. He too young. He ain't there yet. He said that to the camera right after the touchdown. That boy dangerous, bro.
Yeah. Dallas.
No.
I don't trust that.
Say non-contender, and I'm gonna say they get rid of Zeke at the end of the offseason.
They definitely get rid of Zeke.
Without a doubt, they get rid of Zeke.
I'll say damn. See, now I gotta go. I don't know about Super Bowl, but I feel like they could win a playoff game.
Who are they gonna have to play in the playoffs? Let's see.
I think they could beat San Fran.
I mean, they're gonna have to go on the road.
Well, San Fran gonna be the division. They're gonna be the division.
I don't know. Seattle might keep that. You never know.
Pretenders.
I do like Kenneth Walker.
Shout out to Gino, but pretenders.
Shout out to Kenneth Walker and the offensive line they got going right now. Now that they let Russ go.
And shout out to
Tariq Waller.
And shout out to Pete Carroll.
He owes a horse.
He owes a horse. But the system worked.
It does.
Main man. I fought L like every year for like the whole LOB years. I fought L. I said, yo, Russell Wilson is more than a game manager. Like, he's more than that. The last 2-3 years, I said, damn, L right. He ain't it.
Yeah.
He ain't, like, sorry. Tennessee. Easy. I'll leave it at the next two are easy.
Tennessee, contender in my opinion.
Yeah.
You can run the football, and your that front seven on defense, I'm telling you, if you just watch film on the front seven, bro,
Mm.
if you love defensive football,
Mm.
watch the front seven play football. Because what they doing right now, well, they did get hurt. Archie got hurt the last game, I think, and somebody else got hurt. I forgot. But when they're at their best, bro, it's something joyous to watch. As a defensive coach, it's something joyous to watch. It's just they dominate. I never seen two-way players. They dominate and run and pass. The same, just pass rush and run rushing against the run. So contenders, in my opinion.
I'm gonna give them contenders. I trust the coach. I trust the run game. If they can get anything out of any receiver, I think they're contenders enough to win a playoff game. I don't think they're gonna win a Super Bowl.
I feel like the front seven are Super Bowl contenders.
Without a doubt.
The rest of the team, it ain't it. I've been saying this since Alabama. You punch Derrick Henry in the mouth and be bold enough to keep punching him in the mouth, you're going to beat that team. You keep punching him in the mouth, like it's that's all it is. If you're willing to stand in there and go blow for blow, you got a rotation of guys that say, no, we're not allowing you to run all over us. The team is going to fold, especially now because they have no guy that they can go to in the passing game to make things easy for the quarterback. The tight end, gone. AJ, gone. Treylon Burks, he ain't there yet. Robert Woods coming off the ACL. Robert Woods solid, but it ain't working like how it was when he was in Buffalo and with the Rams.
Yeah.
If you punch the bully in the mouth, what the bully gonna do?
You fold. I mean, you
That's how I look
you
at
gotta
it.
get to him early. You gotta get to Derrick Henry early. Can't let that man get ahead of
And when you look at him, like Derrick Henry lined up a yard and a half deeper than the usual running back, just to get his running start to get downhill and get the smashing. Nah, you punch your in the mouth.
That's how you beat Tennessee. You keep him behind the sticks.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you win, if Tennessee has 2nd and 8, that's not a good series for them. If they got 2nd and 8, that's not a good. They really thrive in 2nd and 6 and lower, because now they can add that play action game in. But you take that away on first down, you're in good shape.
Facts. Yeah. All right, I ended there. Let's go through it pretty quickly. Mid-season award winners. What do y'all think so far? Let's just go. Let's go coach of the year mid-season.
Who it should be or who it is?
Who you think? Who's your guy?
You could go Nick Sirianni. I think, to me, I like what Steve Wilks did. I know Steve Wilks ain't successful, but I'm thinking about everything. I think what Steve Wilks is doing is commendable, more than commendable. And if PJ Walker don't get hurt, who knows what the hell they would have did against us yesterday. So I'm going Steve Wilks. That's my guy. I'm pulling for him. PJ no, Walker. I don't have the stats to back it up, but that's just my guy.
Al, who you like?
Nick Sirianni. I thought he was going to flame out in Philly. He got there. They got the 7th spot last year. And, we took the team. They possibly going to win the NFC this year. So I'm going Nick Sirianni.
All right, so that's 2 NFC teams. I say Mike McDonald. Mike McDonald for what he doing in Miami. Change the culture.
I ain't giving them niggas nothing.
I mean,
I just don't like the way they did my guy.
Hey, I mean, they did him dirty, but the brother that they made GM, he doing a hell of a job.
Yeah. I just don't have them winning their division. So
you said you didn't have him?
I don't. Yeah, I don't. I still don't have them winning their division. So
he got a strong shot.
He got a strong side. Don't get me wrong. He definitely got a strong side, stronger than I thought he would. Well, no, I did pick them to go second in that division, but
Robert Salah ain't doing a bad job. He's doing a really good job actually.
Yeah, but I think they're about to come back down to where you kind of expect the Jets to be, especially if you don't make that move for Flacco or White. See,
I think it's got to be White at this point. What Flacco gonna give you that he ain't give you early on? Why?
They gave you more touchdowns than
Flacco gave you wins outside of the Baltimore game
already.
I know it ain't Wilson.
Yo,
Flacco in 4 games gave you more than Zach Wilson in the last 6.
Even my guy Sauce liking tweets like, "You ain't gonna take responsibility."
That was a young boy. That was a young man mistake. Like
that was definitely a young man mistake, but that was a mistake he made.
Like, bro, you can't do that. You can't do that at all. That divides the locker room.
Yeah,
that's insane. MVP.
Pat Mahomes.
I go Pat.
I'm going Jalen Hurts.
Jalen, all right. Ox's MVP is difficult.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at Hurts. It's just that Pat's numbers, with only a 1 game difference between the two, Pat's numbers is out of this world. He's gonna finish with damn near. He probably can break the single season record for passing yards after you took away Tyreek Hill, and still had like 50 touchdowns.
What you mean 50? It's like what? It's like 7 games left.
Mm-hmm.
He got like 30 something already. He might, bruh. He out there, and the fact the way they don't like to run the ball neither.
Mm-hmm.
They damn sure don't like to run. I wish they had ran last night.
Golly. But Pat is in there, Hurts in there, Tyreek is in there, Tua's in there. Yeah. Defensive player of the year.
Michael.
That's tough.
I don't know what Judon tackle for loss and interceptions and forced fumble numbers looking like, but he leading the league in sacks, and I think in some instances he's single-handedly keeping the Patriots in games. So I'm gonna go with either Judon or I'm just gonna go with Judon right now.
Judon has 40 tackles, 13 sacks, 21 solo tackles.
Any forced fumbles?
3.
A couple.
Let's see. This season he's at. He got 1 on the year.
Okay.
1 forced fumble. Yeah,
I just can't think of nobody else. So I'm gonna go.
I mean, Micah second in sacks, 47 tackles.
I think if they keep Micah coming off the edge, stop trying to make him a middle linebacker and keep him, like I said, keep him coming off the edge. I think his Mike was to lose.
Okay.
Only reason he's second is because they tried to make him a middle linebacker to stop the run, and he 25 yards downfield.
This is crazy. I'm gonna throw a wild card out there just because, and I think he's playing a part of them being 6-3. Dang, I didn't see that. I agree with you, Ox. I say Sauce Gardner.
That's my defense.
Maybe rookie.
I know we ain't get there yet, but
I say Sauce.
Sauce is balling.
Balling.
He doing what we thought he would do.
Yeah.
We thought he would come in and be one of the top corners in the league, and that's what he is. But more importantly, he's shut down like right now.
Yeah. I mean, he's still the same show. Man coverage, he hit. Zone, he still got a little eye problem in zone, but that happens.
I don't like how Houston's using Stingley, but he was definitely
Houston trying to find himself. But I like defensive rookie of the year. I like Tariq Woolen.
Oh
I
wow.
know. I mean, I don't want to get Sauce both of them. I give Woolen one and Sauce get the big boy award.
I wouldn't even be mad at that. Yeah, my defensive rookie is Sauce, but if Woolen got it and Sauce got Depoy, I wouldn't even be mad at that.
Sauce out there balling. We Jack. Offensive player of the year.
Tyreek.
Unanimous. That
Rookie.
I missed. Oh, offensive rookie of the year. Damn, I forgot about that.
Damn, it was Brees until you got hurt.
Definitely Brees. What about Pierce? Is Pierce hurt now still too? Pierce has been balling.
Pierce
Yeah, it was Damian Pierce or
How many
Robinson might get it.
What
Pierce?
about Watson?
That's what I'm saying. Bijan Robinson might get it.
No, I'm talking about Christian Watson.
Oh, you said Watson.
How many he
Bijan,
get?
what's it? Bijan ain't Bijan still in Texas?
Not Bijan. Lord have mercy.
I'm not sure.
What's the dude that got tried? 50
Yo,
Cent.
Al,
No 50 Cent. The nigga that came out the mini man. Him and Washington.
Oh, Williams.
There you go.
Nah.
William. Who's William?
The boy from Alabama.
The one that got shot?
Yeah.
I think he gave me 5 points yesterday. He didn't get a damn thing. No.
Little 50 Cent was doing all right this year, yo.
He gave me 5 points yesterday in a must-win situation. Get out of here.
I think it's Pierce. Pierce is 6th in the league, 7th in the league in rushing.
Yeah. Okay. On a bad team.
On a bad team.
On a bad team.
On a bad team, they got to run the ball.
Yeah. 8 in the box.
Yeah.
And you got grown men like, nah, I don't want to hit this kid.
Right.
They making business decisions on how to tackle Shorty. 8 in the box, he averaging 4.5 yards a carry. On a bad team. Got a little fumbling problem, but I think it's his. Yeah. All right, let's get these picks out the way, and then let's enjoy that game tonight. Who y'all like tonight?
49ers.
Come on, Arizona.
Is it a blowout?
No.
Better yet, do Rondale Moore gets how many catches from Rondale Moore?
I need 6 catches, 120, 2 tutties.
Damn.
That's what I
Hopkins
need.
out.
Huh?
Yeah, Hopkins out.
No.
Right?
Rondale had 6 for 85 last week with a touchdown. I'm talking about progression. This progression.
They got him in punt return?
I don't know, but I need IU pinky toe to get stubbed.
Not the turf toe of Mexico.
Yeah, I need
Right?
that Mexican grass ain't no joke. I need him out. I need Joe out of there, bro.
I mean, I think IU get the 6 or 120. I don't know about 2 tutties though. He probably get like 1.
I'm gonna give IU 6 for 45. And that's why I said I need the 2 tutties because that'll put me over the top,
I see.
Hmm.
All right, Thursday, Thanksgiving. Buffalo at the Lions.
Y'all gonna be mad at me.
No, it depends on
I
what you
was
say.
thinking about the upset. I really was.
Depends on what you
I
say.
ain't going to say
I'm
that.
taking Detroit.
All right, so it might be unanimous. I'm taking Dan Campbell in them.
Yeah, I ain't bold enough to say it. I'm going Buffalo.
I
I'm
like
taking Detroit.
man. I like Detroit.
Yep. Jared Goff doing just enough to win.
Do Buffalo stay up there? I mean, they just played that Sunday.
I think, or they going. I think
I wouldn't go back. I mean, what, 3 days and then you back there?
Damn,
Yeah,
that's smart. That's why the league did that. That's smart as shit, though. when you
Yeah.
think about that. Yeah. I ain't even think about that, Al. Cool.
Yeah. All right. Giants and Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Giants on this one.
These some good games.
I'm picking the Cowboys.
I'm picking the Cowboys. I'm picking the Giants.
I'm picking the Giants because of that run game.
What run game?
Saquon.
I know who he is. That's my dog, but
But you don't see it.
I don't see it. I ain't seen it yesterday.
for the first time all year.
Yeah, I think the trend about to start. All right, Patriots at Vikings.
It's still Sunday night.
Yeah,
I mean
that's
Thursday
Thursday night. Yeah,
At Vikings, right?
yes, sir.
I'm gonna say Vikings. Vikings get back in gear, and I'm going Vikings. And I'm gonna
hold
say
up, Lord have mercy.
Vikings
You said
back
at night, right?
Right, Al. I'm with you, Al. This is
At night,
tough one.
right? Let's go mac and cheese.
Yo.
Mac and cheese on the Thanksgiving. Let's go.
Man, you're betting on what's his name? Mac Jones?
Mac
What?
and cheese.
There ain't no way in hell. I'm picking Mac Jones.
Hey, Ox, who you a fan of? That's the second time you said hell no to the Cowboys. It's giving like Eagles vibes or something like.
It's giving Redskin vibes. I don't know.
Definitely a Commander or something. Or the Raiders. All right.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Raiders. Okay.
All right.
Shit, if he a Raiders fan, he just picking any damn body at this point. I just need some help.
Man, hopefully you get
Orioles fan, bro.
Right now.
Yeah. Did you get out to Vegas yet? That gotta be a trip. I gotta do that myself.
Yeah.
That's where the draft at, ain't it? No, that's in Kansas City. That's right.
Yeah.
I got excited for a minute. Wait a minute, I forgot.
Yeah, Vegas was this year.
Yeah.
Broncos at the Panthers. Who cares?
Panthers, if PJ playing.
I'm gonna say Patrick Surtain.
He young. He ain't
quarterback.
it yet. That's what my man said.
No, PS2 is nice. I like PS2.
Buccaneers at the Browns.
Browns.
This is officially the Deshaun Watson game. He can come back next week, right?
He can't come back yet.
Oh, it's the Texans game.
Yeah.
Right.
He practiced 2 weeks and then he's back.
I'm only picking the Bucks because the Bucks are very good at defending what Cleveland does best, which is zone plays. And Devin White can flow and get there. So I'm gonna pick the Bucks just because they stopped Chubb.
Yeah.
If
they slip in any part,
I agree.
It's over with.
They do, but Cleveland gotta get healthy up front.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out with the Bucks too.
Yeah,
Texans at the Dolphins. My bad. You're right. I apologize.
All right.
Bears at the Jets.
If Zach Wilson not starting, I'm going Jets.
I don't know if Salah pull that the trigger just yet.
I think if the Jets play anybody else at quarterback, the rest of the Jets gonna play their ass off just to prove a point and try to get a dub for them.
Good point.
Oh, I might have to run.
I'm gonna take the Jets because I don't think Fields gonna be able to run on that defense because he damn sure gonna be able to throw it. But I don't think he'll be able to run against him like he's been doing against everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Bengals and Titans.
Bengals and Titans. I like it. I like this matchup. I'm going Titans. They just gonna get home. I think they're gonna sack Burrow at least 5 times.
Oh, they owe him too. They got him 9 times last time they played.
Uh-huh.
And they should have won. Ryan Taylor. Ryan high. Jesus. All right, come on, Ryan. Come on. Falcons at the Commanders.
I'm going with Winicky.
Winicky.
What ain't that his name?
Heineken.
Who's Winicky?
Ain't nobody no goddamn Winicky.
I thought Chris Winky at first. I'm like, damn.
All right.
I'm 75 years old right now.
Me and Tannehill high. I'm gonna go with Heineken. Or Heineken.
Yeah. Yo, remind me in fantasy football. See, that's how I knew I was gonna lose fantasy football. I drafted Kyle Pitts. I knew it. I ain't believe in Kyle Pitts in Florida, and I drafted high. Set myself up for failure. Charges at Cardinals. Oh, matter of fact, you're right. He get fired. If not this week, he get fired next week.
Yep.
Saints. Oh my! I skipped one. Raiders and Seahawks.
You know,
Raiders at Seahawks.
Come on, Ox. Raiders at Seahawks. What you thinking? Coming off a win against them. Oh, all right.
he couldn't lose it. He couldn't lose the game.
Oh man!
I'm actually gonna pick the Raiders this week. I'm pick the Raiders, and yeah, I'm picking the Raiders. I'm looking forward to this Tariq Woolen, Devontae Adams matchup.
Yeah, that's the matchup.
I think it's gonna be a clinic. He gonna put on the show against Slim. Rams and Chiefs.
Chiefs. Rams is done. Stafford went out yesterday.
Damn, he just came back yesterday.
He went out. Ain't no need to bring him back.
Right. Sheesh. The Chiefs scored 35.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm gonna pick the Chiefs, but it ain't gonna be that much. I think Mahomes do well with stepping up in the middle of the pocket. He ain't gonna be able to do that this week. Not with the dude from Alabama. I can't remember his name. And Aaron Donald there.
Okay.
But he did get hurt though.
All right. Saints at the 49ers.
Saints.
49ers.
49ers, yeah.
49ers because Andy Dalton won yesterday. So he'll start again.
Ain't 2 in a row.
Yep. Packers and Eagles.
Eagles.
That's Sunday Night Football.
I can't pick the Packers at all. I just can't.
Why do you keep getting primetime games?
I don't know, but Aaron Rodgers look horrible. I'll say it. I'm going Eagles.
Aaron look really bad. EAGLES.
Unless you're on our fantasy team, our fantasy league, then yes, Aaron is still available.
All right, Ravens and Jags. Wait, all right. What's the score?
20 to 6.
Jags?
No.
No,
we better not let Trevor get 20 points on us. What the fuck?
I'm gonna say 24-20 Ravens.
Damn. After 3 points the last 2 weeks?
24-20 Ravens.
That's more than what Brady put up.
Brady horrible right now.
Yeah, he's
All right, Ox, I appreciate you checking in with us. We here next week, possibly.
For sure. I think Ravens handle business. Jackson 5. I get the Jackson 5.
Sheesh.
No, he ain't got the receiver to go Jackson 5 unless Mark Andrews getting 4 of them.
Oh, Jesus. Yo, Al is hilarious. It's like Al prayed for a receiver. We said we was on the fence of let the young boys play. Al said, no, bring in a vet. They bring in a vet, and it's not the vet that he wants. And we still ain't got no receivers.
What fake?
DJ Robinson.
Oh, all right, cool.
Man had 10 catches, 140 yards at the time.
I said cool. I thought he was talking about DJ.
No, I'm talking about DeMarcus.
DJ old ass hamstrings. That's what
I'm just saying, like, golly, you got what he asked for, and Shorty been balling since he got here, and you still ain't satisfied.
It say a lot that this man got signed week 3 and is our number 1 receiver by week. What we at week 10? This nigga got signed the third week of preseason is the number 1 receiver by week 10.
Lord Jesus.
That tells you everything you need to know.
Lord Jesus. One day to click for you.
That's a valid point, though.
Jordan Addison, the future of Baltimore Raven.
It'll click for you one day.
That's a valid point, though, Al.
He's the number 1. Oh, all right. Y'all have a good night. Appreciate y'all rocking with us. Follow us in the Facebook group, hashtag Sideline Talk. Here on YouTube, Sideline Talk _ SLT. On Twitch, Sideline Talk. Instagram at the Sideline Talk. Al, take us out.
Be blessed, be productive, be more. We love you. We back. We out.